Hi everyone, Ashlyn Giza YouTube channel. So today I'm going to talk about short-statured. My son here is, they think he might be short-statured, and they're trying to figure out the reason why. He loves peanut butter, and peanut butter sandwiches, chicken nuggets, grapes, crackers, cereal, and all kinds of the normal foods that kids eat, but for some reason he's not growing. He still drinks a lot of milk and juice and stuff like that. And but he's just a little munchkin guy. Like he was only 2'6" or 2'4" 6 months ago, and then he only got to 2'7" this last doctor's appointment for when they checked up to see if he grew anymore. And he hasn't grown much, so they did blood work on him. They did a CBC panel, a CMP panel. They just did all the blood panels that they do on a child. And he's making that face because they poked him in the arm. Which arm was it, Oasis?
This one.
Was it that one? So they took blood work from his arm, and the blood results came back and they were all normal. But we are waiting on one more hormone growth blood work to come back, and it's the growth. Let me see in my notes, because I have notes down here. It's the growth deficiency hormone is what we're waiting on to see. So he's so little. So stand up and show everybody how small you are. Stand up, honey. All the way. Stand up tall. So on the video, you can see he's less than 3 foot, and he is 3 years old, and he's just a little guy. But see, me and my family, we believe that he's small because I'm only 4'11". His dad was a very scrawny boy in middle school and high school, and my father was only 5'1", and my mom, I believe, is only 5'3". So we feel that it's probably from my family and us being so short, and plus our race and ethnicity is half Filipino. And on the Filipino side of the family, which is my side, we're all very short people. So I feel that's where he got it from. But the doctor and nurse seemed a little concerned with why he's not growing. So they did blood work. But like I said, it all came back okay, except for we're waiting for one more result. So everybody, please pray for us. So I'm going to read some things about short-statured. Short-statured is a common clinical concern. The question to ask is, what's causing the child not to grow in terms of height? Symptoms may not be disease. It can be normal. It can be because what I just said, my family is all short. But it can also... It's also, short-statured is also a symptom and not a disease. And it can be a normal phenomenon or pathological phenomenon. Short-statured is used less than when someone is short and in a group that is less than third percentile given their age, gender, ethnicity, etc. Growth hormone deficiency or hypopituitarism. I can't pronounce that, but it's low pituitary thyroid or hormone, and it can be an affected pituitary gland, like a brain infection or a tumor around the pituitary gland, which obviously, let's hope and pray it's nothing like that. And the doctor didn't seem concerned. He didn't seem like it's anything like that, but they can't really say, unless they do the test. So, and then it says there's other diseases like Prader-Willi syndrome that usually happens in the first year of their life. They have trouble gaining weight. Diet also, diet also can be a reason for someone being short statured. Down syndrome can be a reason for short statured, and Turner syndrome can be another reason for being short statured. Um, Constitutional delay, which means like they will grow later in life, but they'll have like a later growth spurt in life. So it like meaning it's not going to happen now. It'll suddenly happen, like a late bloomer. And short stature can also happen when the whole family has short stature, and that this is the expected height for them to be, which that's what I'm really thinking. It said acrodontia, which is a mutation. I don't know how to pronounce that, but basically you can get short statured when you have a mutation. Um, when it comes to short stature and the endocrine system, hypothyroidism can be a reason for short statured. Cushing syndrome, growth hormone deficiency, which that's the hormone that he got tested for. So we're waiting on those results. Celiac disease, inflammatory bowel disease, cystic fibrosis, congenital heart disease, and kidney disease can all cause short stature. And then there's other things that can cause it too, but these are obvious that this is not what's going on in our house. They can be short statured from poor nutrition, child abuse, and child neglect, which, like I said, is not happening in this house. But those are the reasons why people and children can be short statured. And so, like I said, he got blood work done and all the results came back good. We're waiting on one more test result, and then depending on that test result or not, if that test result isn't looking the best, they're going to send my son to University of Iowa Hospital, which is like a hospital that specializes in pediatric situations like this with 3-year-olds and young children and kids, and with short stature. So he was I guess I said he was 2'7", but he was 2'9". He weighed 33 pounds, and it just says Oasis was seen today for growth check, and the blood work that he got was TSH, CBC, comprehensive metabolic panel, T3, T4, and GH test 521, which that's the one we're waiting for, is the GH test. Now, I did look over his blood work, and like I was saying before, it did turn out good, but the T3, it was a little hyperthyroid. So I'm wondering what they have to say about that, because I do know this from being a thyroid cancer survivor. I do know that being hyperthyroid can make it hard for you to gain weight. So I'm not sure if they're going to say something about that. But that would kind of be a little bit of something that's like on the more better side, because I really, obviously, just like any other parent, wouldn't want my son to have a growth deficiency situation and or anything else. And so his next checkup will be November 7th of this year. So we're gonna see. But I'm really nervous about that. I'm just nervous because of all the diseases that are possible with having short stature. So, and just because when I was pregnant with him, I didn't have a thyroid. I had it removed due to cancer, so I had to take levothyroxine, which is a thyroid hormone replacement. And I couldn't really eat the best either because I had a stricture in my throat, so I had to eat everything liquefied, pureed. I could not eat solid food, but I took vitamins and stuff like that. But because of all that, like not having a thyroid and not being able to eat like I should have been able to, that kind of makes me nervous and makes me feel like somewhat like I have to blame myself because I couldn't do what I should have been able to do, which isn't my fault, but I think us parents tend to blame ourselves when it comes to things like that. I feel like it could be something with that, but I also feel like it really the more part of me is feeling that he's just short because my whole family is short. And his father was a very small kid when he was little. That's what I feel. But it's procedure that they had to look into this and figure out what's going on. So if there is an issue, he can get treatment and medication for it. So pray for my son, send good vibes and love. And there's a little bit of information about being short statured. I never knew anything about it. I always knew I was short, but my doctors back in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s and all the way to present time have never mentioned short stature to me, which is kind of odd because I was 4'11" in sixth grade and I stopped growing after that. So you would think that they would have, put short statured on my charts, medical charts, but they never did. So I find this kind of weird. Like, is this a new thing that they're doing now? Is this a new thing that they have found out? Is this like a new test that they're doing for kids that aren't growing the way they want them to? And also I'm wondering too, like if they're comparing my son to a like just average white Americans, or if they're putting him and matching him up to Filipinos, because you would think that since I'm Filipino, you would think that they would also look into the fact that Filipino children might be a little bit smaller than American white children. So I don't know how they go about doing that. It's scary, but also pretty interesting and a little weird. So I don't know. But I definitely know that we offer him as much food as we can. He does not like to eat well. I will say that he is a very picky eater. That's what I'll say. So like, for example, he'll eat taco meat, but he won't eat hamburger unless it's seasoned with taco seasoning. He'll have nuggets, but he won't have them unless it has ranch or barbecue sauce. He'll eat pancakes. He won't eat waffles really that much. He'll have peanut butter, like he'll eat like peanut butter on a spoon, but he won't really eat peanut butter sandwiches. Like he'll pick at them, but he won't really. He prefers having just peanut butter on a spoon instead of like a peanut butter sandwich. like, and he loves all kinds of fruits, but he's more of a fruit eater, but he doesn't really like meats. So, and what child really does? I mean, my oldest daughter liked meats, but my youngest daughter did not. And so every child's different. So I don't know what's going on. I just hope it's like on the spectrum of it being like the worst situation to the least worst situation. I'm obviously hoping that it's just nothing. So I don't know, but that's the information I have today, and that's kind of what me and my family are going through right now, praying and worrying about little 3-year-old Oasis. So I will be on with another life topic.